So the fact that a lot of people normalize corruption is a very big issue. So it looks like a norm instead of following the right route is a very big issue. And I feel that it's time that we need to start, putting that at the forefront and trying to, resolve, that particular issue. Yeah.
We youths and this generation has to create spaces where honesty is encouraged and appreciated. We don't need to bash it down when people refund things or when people are being honest about certain things or certain questions that I ask them.
Hello and welcome to Transparency Files, a weekly production of the Public Enlightenment and Education Department of ICPC. My name is Murna Barnabas Atiai. Today's edition is a special one as it focuses on the impact of corruption on the next generation and what they can do to have a better life and future. Also on the program, we shall be bringing you some interesting chats we had with young men and women on how they can make a difference in their world, reports from our state offices and more. But first, let us begin by joining Ruth Awodi as she brings us anti-corruption stories. It's over to you, Ruth.
Welcome to this segment on anti-corruption stories. I am Ruth Awodi. ICPC has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate (PTAD), formalizing a strategic partnership to curb pension fraud and protect the entitlements of Nigerian retirees. Speaking at the signing ceremony, ICPC Chairman Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu SAN lamented the hardship pensioners have suffered due to fraudulent practices, regretting that pension funds intended to provide security and comfort for retirees have too often become targets for unscrupulous individuals. In her remarks, PTAD Executive Secretary Tolulope Abiodun Odunaya described the collaboration as a defining moment in the service of pensioners. She affirmed that the MOU reflects the agency's shared commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance. The MOU was jointly signed by the leadership of both agencies in the presence of their management teams, marking a strategic milestone in interagency cooperation to safeguard the rights and entitlements of Nigerian pensioners. In another development, the chairman of ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu SAN, has called for urgent judicial reforms, enhanced capacity building, and deeper collaboration between the Commission and the National Judicial Institute, NJI, to strengthen Nigeria's fight against corruption. Dr. Aliyu made the call during a courtesy visit to the NJI in Abuja, where he was received by the administrator of the Institute, Honorable Justice Babatunde Adeniran Adejumo, OFR, and members of the management team.
Fighting corruption requires three things. One, knowledge. Two, courage and integrity. These same three values of courage, knowledge, and integrity are also indispensable to judges in adjudication of dispute between parties, for citizens to have confidence in any court decision. This is why the capacity building that NJI regularly organizes in collaboration with critical stakeholders such as the ICPC is vital in strengthening public trust in the fight against corruption in this country. To deepen this effort, the National Corruption Strategy has encouraged anti-corruption agencies to use the 5 pillars of strategy in the fight against corruption. In particular, asset recovery, its management, law enforcement, and sanctions are key in confronting the menace of corruption in this country.
Meanwhile, Honorable Justice Adejumo thanked the chairman for a well-adjudged visit and emphasized the intention of the Institute to support the anti-corruption drive of ICPC in whatever way possible.
We give you our words. At any time that you think anything is there for us to do, either through lectures, seminars, conferences, or otherwise, we are ready. Because Nigeria is for all of us. And we must see that it is okay. We are ready, as usual. I made it on record that that there has been a partnership between ICPC and this and me, and not only to continue furthering it, I will add more rigor into it, more so now that my brother is chairman.
The visit buttresses ICPC's commitment to closer institutional cooperation with the judiciary in order to advance accountability, transparency, and the rule of law across Nigeria. That will be all on this segment. Transparency Files continues with Murna. Stay with us.
God, there's no hope for this country. Useless leaders, useless government. In fact, when my mama go bomb me for this country safe.
Oh boy, see, make we gather guys go scatter the election office. Then go hear am. Anybody who wants to stop herself go collect.
Yes, so we burn the building. We go burn the flag, join safe. Go home and burn all our passport and national identity card. Do all these things help safe. Okay, so now they cause trouble for here, Abi. You damage people property, attack and wound officers of the law. And we hear you even burn the flag. See now, everybody don't run leave now. You don't buy job. Oh yeah, move. Oga dey wait for now for station.
Young men, this is not how to make your feelings known. You have a right to participate and make your voice heard. But it must never resort to violence. You burnt the national flag and your passport? These are serious offenses because those objects symbolize the country's unity and pride. Your actions show you lack patriotism.
Oga, leave them. As passport don't burn, them no fit japa again. Now inside say they go dey protest.
My friend, keep quiet.
Sorry, sir. Sure, sir.
I understand your frustration, but sadly, you must face the consequences of your action. Let this be a lesson to you. The people that use youth to incite violence, as well as your so-called comrades, will desert you when the chips are down. This message is brought to you by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission.
Welcome to Transparency Files. Corruption, as we all know, threatens the future of every society. When young people don't have access to education, health care, and other social amenities, it leads to a cycle of poverty, frustration, and mass unemployment. Sadly, if not checked, corruption will leave a broken system to the next generation with fewer chances of realizing their full potentials. However, all hope is not lost, as young people can make choices today that ensures a better tomorrow. Choices of exam malpractice, cultism, internet fraud, vote buying can be replaced by hard work, innovation, patriotism, with a strong determination to do better. We had Lois Tofumi, a frontline advocate, share her thoughts on the kind of society we are currently breeding and how the next generation can change the narrative. Let's take a listen.
I think that to answer this question, I'll start with the fact that a lot of people have normalized corruption and they see corruption as a day-to-day thing in Nigeria, saying a lot of people. A lot of youth see that if you don't have somebody in that space, you cannot be helped. If you don't have somebody in that, maybe you need admission for something, there's something you need to go for, shunting has become the norm. You're on the queue, and instead of going through the queue, you're like, no, I have somebody that is there that can help to help me to recirculate and so that my solutions can come quickly. So the fact that a lot of people normalize corruption is a very big issue. So it looks like a norm instead of following the right route is a very big issue. And I feel that it's time that we need to start, putting that at the forefront and trying to, resolve, that particular issue. Yeah. I think that we can change the narrative. It's not going to be a very comfortable one because a lot of people are used to the fact that if I know somebody knows somebody, I can be helped, So is something that we can correct if there is a standard. There are policies that are put in place in maybe different organizations that if you don't come by yourself to do a particular thing, to follow the right procedure, that thing will not be done. So if we have all of that put in place, that will help along. That will help. And these things cannot just be done by ourselves. I think that we need to put everybody's hands on deck. Awareness creation needs to be put in place as well, so we can have like religious leaders also putting this out there in churches, in the mosques, traditional worshippers as well, make sure that people understand these things. And from there, we begin to break the norm, because somebody said something that if you don't name it, you can't shame it. If you don't name a particular thing that this thing is wrong, then there's no way to shame it. So if we know that there's corruption and we know that there are places where this corruption are happening, how do we target those places and how do we put an end to it? So I think that we should start from the root cause of the issue. What is the cause? Where is it coming from? Let's target that particular place, and from there, we build it up to the ladder. How we can engage them is through social media, because a lot of us are on social media, because there's sometimes that you even say, I don't want to be part of the corruption, but you find people saying, don't worry, we can help you to do it, you can do this, and then you just pay some amount of money. So I want to say that a lot of us are deep into this corruption, either in minute quality or quantity now, in minute stages, but everybody has their hands deep in it. And I think that it's important that we need to know where we are actually, we're perpetrating this crime, and then we're able to address it from that particular point. So that is my call to action. So I think that we need to also sit and reflect. Where are the points where I've been struggling, and I've been putting this corruption thing that has been affecting my country as a patriotic citizen? Where have I been, actually doing some of this act of corruption? So from there, you're able to say, okay, these are the points where I should start from. In my workplace, maybe I work at the NYSC point. I know that, okay, nobody should shunt. I don't want to care if you are the son of anybody, you have to follow the due procedure. So let's start from there. It's leadership by example. I will always say this is leadership because once you see your father doing a particular thing, you tend to want to do that thing because you feel that is the right thing. Even when your father tells you that that thing is wrong, you feel like, no, because you're doing it. So a lot of people these days do not just do things by what they tell them. They do things by what they see. There's this adage I always say, and I will live with that. I will say that they said if everybody sweep in front of their own houses, the whole world will be clean. So if everybody tries to maintain that, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, then you see that we're all taking responsibility, and the work is done.
For us in ICPC, we recognize the strategic role of young people in the fight against corruption, and that is why the Commission has designed initiatives to carry the next generation along. Through the National Values Curriculum integrated into schools, student anti-corruption clubs, youth integrity lectures, debate and essay competitions, ethics board, and various public enlightenment programs. ICPC is instilling values of honesty, discipline, and transparency in young Nigerians. The Commission is also engaging the digital space where young people are most active, spreading anti-corruption messages and encouraging ethical citizenship. Corruption not in my country.
Hello, Alahaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello? Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I will just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we're in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you're raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country. Engaging the next generation in the fight against corruption is not just a necessity, but a powerful strategy for lasting change. Young people represent energy, innovation, and the future of leadership. Their voices, choices, and values will determine the kind of society we build tomorrow. By equipping youth with integrity, courage, and the right tools today, we lay the foundation for a culture where transparency thrives, accountability is embraced, and corruption finds no hiding place. What practical steps can you take today as a youth to model honesty and inspire your peers to do the same? We asked some young people this question, and this is what they had to say.
Okay, so I think that certain concrete actions I can take. First off, honesty isn't just something that we do on a larger scale. It starts off with the little things that we do in our day-to-day habits. For instance, the book called Atomic Habits did say that little habits done per day becomes the compound effect of our day-to-day activities. So certain things we can be doing for honesty is, if money is given to you to buy a certain item and there is a change from it, you can refund it back, or not just lying, or not just taking things that are yours, because honesty is majorly seen not in public spaces but in private spaces where no one is looking at you. So if in public spaces you think you're honest by doing certain things, and in private spaces you cannot live up to that standard, then you're not honestly honest, one could say. And then also we need to create an environment where honesty is no longer seen as a misfit in the society. We youths and this generation has to create spaces where honesty is encouraged and appreciated. We don't need to bash it down when people refund things, or when people are being honest about certain things or certain questions that I ask them. And finally, we need to start influencing our peers. So people are more attracted by what they see. We can keep on talking about honesty and living right and modesty and integrity for as long as we can, but if it's not really seen in our actions and our day-to-day life, then we cannot influence other people or even our peers and the generation at large. And then I do believe that someday honesty will no longer be seen as a misfit, but will be seen as a norm in our culture and our society.
First of all, you have to be honest to yourself, in the sense that you take responsibilities for your action and your words. Then, second of all, you have to own up to your mistake. When you're wrong, admit. And thirdly, when you notice dishonesty among your colleagues or where there's peers, you calmly address the issue or report if you can. And you have to be a person that your colleague look up to, in the sense that they trust you. You have to give them that reasons for them to trust you, so they can confide in you and be honest in whatever they do.
Admit your mistakes, stand in your decision, be transparent in whatever you take, the decision you take. Just open a room for discussion and learn from it, from your past, and just be there for yourself. And just the honesty is the most part of it. And transparent. Once you are transparent to yourself, you are transparent to others. And another one is being humble to your senior colleagues.
So I feel like you cannot preach what you don't practice, and in every field you find yourself, you have to be honest. You have to practice honesty for you to preach honesty. And you can also emulate that by also being honest in every field. Be it your workplace, be it your place of business, be it your, institution, your place of education. Just try to be honest with everybody and anybody, and don't try to be honest because of what you would get. Just try to be honest because honesty is good and honesty pays.
I am a Nigerian, a highly cultured race. My culture abhors corruption, and with my integrity, a new Nigeria is possible. I say no to corruption today to build a future for my children. Join me and imbibe the culture of integrity to build a Nigeria of our dreams.
This is Transparency Files. ICPC is working not just at the headquarters, so we have Damilola Oyijegede to give us update on happenings in our state offices.
A report from Akwa Ibom State reveals that the ICPC, led by Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner Mr. Baba Alaro Shuaib, held a sensitization workshop at Federal Polytechnic, Ukana. Mr. Shuaib delivered a paper on public sector corruption and behavioral codes and highlighted ICPC's 3 mandates: enforcement, prevention, and public enlightenment. He solicited for collaboration with the Polytechnic to build anti-corruption frameworks through system studies, review, and corruption risk assessments. Coming from the Oyo State Office, ICPC paid a courtesy visit to the Oyo State Commissioner for Information, Prince Dotun Oyelade. The visit was part of the follow-up activities from the recently concluded roundtable engagement with state commissioners, which was strengthening anti-corruption advocacy at the state level. ICPC delegation led by Mr. David Alamede emphasized the importance of continuous collaboration with the Ministry of Information in promoting transparency and accountability. Similarly, the Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner Borno State, Mr. Linus Gubi, hosted students from the Faculty of Law, University of Maiduguri, who were on a study tour. The Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner highlighted the negative effects of corruption on the economy, stressing the need for collective action against corrupt practices. ICPC Adamawa State has inaugurated the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit ACT2 at Modibo Adama University, Yola. The Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Mr. Okoro Ulu James, emphasized that ACT2 serves as an in-house mechanism to prevent corruption in ministries, departments, agencies, and federal institutions, urging members to uphold integrity and avoid misuse of office.
In all, the fight against corruption is not only about today, but also about safeguarding the future. If the next generation embraces integrity and innovation, while the ICPC and other stakeholders continue to provide guidance and platforms, Nigeria will have a future where prosperity is shared, justice prevails, and young people can live better lives. That's our package for today. Join us every Friday by 6:30 p.m. on NTA Network and NTA International. You can also watch previous editions on our YouTube channel with our handle at ICPC Nigeria. See you again next week. Until then, it's bye for now. My name is Murna Barnabas Atiai.